Kenny Omega, does Kenny Omega have any chance of beating Swerve Strickland? My answer is no. Zero chance. I have absolute confidence that Swerve Strickland is going to walk out with.
Kelson, I want to hear you booking it because I'll explain why I think Kenny could win. But I want to hear your approach because it could change my mind.
Here's my approach, Barry. Yeah. So listen carefully because your mind is going to get blown.
Okay.
First of all, to me, it makes no sense to make this stipulation if something doesn't change. If Kenny wins this match, nothing changes. I mean, yeah, he becomes the number one contender, but even Swerve said last week it was news to him that he was number one contender. He said that on air. Okay? But my big thing is that if Swerve were to lose this match, again, nothing changes, so it doesn't make any sense. Now, why do I think that it makes sense for Swerve to win? Because with him as an EVP, it opens up possibilities, and there's two possibilities I'm going to talk about. One is for the Mogul Embassy, or the Mongol Embassy, as Caleb would say. It opens up a storyline that can be built upon as far as the embassy goes. I'm just going to call it the embassy. As far as the embassy goes, bringing people into the embassy, not necessarily the people that were already in the embassy before, but building up a faction. The second thing is that we all know that Hangman Adam Page is taking a break, basically. He's been written off for an indeterminate amount of time. So this thrusts Swerve, who is able to wrestle on a weekly basis, which Kenny Omega cannot do. Okay, that's been widely advertised. But Swerve can now come in and he can actually wrestle. Okay, so now you've got Swerve wrestling and you have Swerve with the embassy behind him, but there's a third thing. When Hangman Adam Page comes back, what do you do with Hangman Adam Page? In my mind, the stipulation that Hangman Adam Page can no longer challenge for the AEW World Championship can be changed, edited, thrown out the window by an EVP. Swerve would be the EVP to, hey, I will let you challenge for because I do believe Swerve will be the world champion. I will let you challenge for my AEW World Championship if you watch my back for the next month, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's going to be Swerve and Ospreay at All In, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's some good logic there. So, like, I'm trying to book back from All In, and last week I thought the match is Ospreay versus Omega for the belt at All In. You're not going to get many chances to do that. If you're gonna crown Will with his first title, you're gonna do it at Wembley. I would do it with the biggest star you could, or with is Omega. But to your point, like booking backwards, I can't understand how Kenny losing here gets him the belt. Because he's gonna need to get the belt. So I figure maybe he wins it at Double or Nothing, and then carries that into All In, and then Will wins it there. But to your point, Kelson, like if that's not the way they go, I don't know if the match is Swerve versus Will. Do you think that's big enough at All In? Because that's what I'm getting hung up on. I don't know if that's big enough. Do you do?
I absolutely do believe it.
Are you going to get a chance to do Kenny versus Will again, though? Like that's what I'm thinking.
I don't think the Kenny versus Will is as big as Swerve versus Will right now. 3 years ago, absolutely it was.
Okay.